If season 1 of Shrinking was about grief, then season 2 is really about forgiveness. In this video, I'll tell you why season 2 of Shrinking is a must-watch for anyone looking for a heartfelt comedy. My name is Sasha, and this is my recap and review. If you enjoy Apple TV shows, movie, reviews and content, give this video a like and subscribe, as this is what this channel is all about. Season 2 picks up right where Season 1 left off, with Jimmy forced to deal with the consequences of his unorthodox therapy methods. After Grace pushes her abusive husband off a cliff, the infamous Boop, Brian steps in to defend her legally and tries to keep her out of prison. Meanwhile, Jimmy focuses on her emotionally, trying to convince her that one terrible act doesn't make her a terrible person and that she still has value. Jimmy also comes to an important realization about Sean. He finally admits he can't be both Sean's friend and therapist and refers him to Paul. It's a small moment, but it shows real growth from Jimmy. Sean, still trying to find direction in his life, struggles with traditional jobs. With Liz stepping in as a business partner, he starts a food truck, and it actually begins to work. However, tension will build up as Liz will sell her share of the business to Sean's dad, without asking, after Sean mentions that it had been a dream of him to start a food truck with his dad. Another important storyline this season is Louis, the drunk driver responsible for the crash that killed Taya. He comes back into the picture looking for forgiveness, but Jimmy is absolutely not ready for that. His reaction is raw and very natural. He shuts Louis down completely, but where Jimmy can't forgive, others slowly open the door. Brian and eventually Alice are willing to at least listen. And over time, that evolves into something unexpected, understanding, and even a form of friendship. Derek set Gabby up with his friend Derek, or Derek number 2. What starts as something casual and a little bit messy slowly turns into something more genuine. But for it to work, Gabby has to confront her own fears about commitment and vulnerability. Brian and his husband Charlie seriously explore becoming parents this season. After some initial hesitation from Brian, they decide to move forward with adoption, and we see the emotional ups and downs that comes with that journey. Liz, after stepping away from the food truck business, naturally ends up butting in along the way, even volunteering to be part-time nanny, as long as she gets to be in charge. Paul remains the quiet mentor figure for everyone this season. His relationship with Julie continues to grow, and he eventually has her move in with him. At the same time, he's forced to face the reality that his Parkinson's is progressing as the effectiveness of his medication begins to decrease. Like in the first season, the show isn't just about Jimmy or about Paul. It really works as an ensemble. Every character gets their own growth and meaningful screen time again this season. The performances of the whole cast remains a huge strength. They make the emotional beats land naturally. Nothing feels overplayed, and the humor works because it feels grounded in the characters. And every character adds their own uniqueness to the story. In my season 1 review, I mentioned that the tone shifts might not appeal to everyone. Well, season 2 still has those emotional shifts moments, but the balance between comedy and drama feels almost perfected. It really feels like the show has figured out its rhythm. The humor directly comes from the character and themes rather than random jokes, whether it's the my bad moments or the recurring cornhole gag. My biggest issue with the season is Jimmy's breakdown in the final episode. As much as it's explained and I understand where it comes from, meaning with Jimmy not really processing his own grief and then hitting a kind of an emotional emptiness once he realizes he doesn't have anyone else to fix, it still feels a bit like a last-minute twist, and for me it feels slightly unnecessary. Also, and this might be a little bit of a nitpicking, but the food truck storyline between Sean and his dad feels a little bit unresolved. Yes, we see Tim reconcile with Sean in the hospital, but after that, he's not seen present around the food truck. Unless I'm missing something, the show really doesn't explain why. In terms of acting, I would have reason to place all of the main cast in this top 3. But here we go. In third place is Krista Miller as Liz. In second place, it will be Ted McKinley as Derek. And in first place, Harrison Ford as Paul. Overall, Shrinking Season 2 feels like a show that has grown and found its cruising altitude. It keeps the heart and humor that made Season 1 work and even improves on it. For me, the second season confirms that Shrinking isn't just a good comedy, but it's a must-watch. It deserves to be considered as good as, if not better, as Ted Lasso when it comes to fun, heartfelt comedy in the Apple TV lineup. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe. Till next time,